Let's get into this beautiful touching part. What percentage of his skill set,
Only Molly.
I love you, Skip, has been lost?
So I am watching this on Monday night, and you, of course, immediately said, I'm paraphrasing slightly, to the great Steve Young, wow, I'm glad you said it, because if I had said what you just said, I would be, I'm not going to use the word you used, but I would be criticized for it.
That's right.
I would be condemned for it. Is
Right.
that fair?
Yes, that's exactly what I said.
Okay.
That's exactly
and
what I
then
said.
you proceeded to vehemently agree with Steve Young that he's exactly right, that Peyton's sort of half a man. He's about half of what he used to be.
Half of what he used to be.
That's
yes.
correct. Okay. I'm sorry, I don't see that. I'll give you 10% dissipated skills from his MVP year of 2 years ago. He's maybe lost 10%, and I'm not even sure it's 10%. But what is amusing to me is that Peyton Manning is laying it on thick this week as I'm the forgotten man here. I'm the hopeless underdog in this Super Bowl. He even reached yesterday by volunteering that, well, they tell me that ultimately I'm going to need a hip replacement. Like he's washed up. He's on his way out. Most people don't think he's going to ride off into the sunset after Sunday night. They think he's going to drag himself into the sunset after he loses to Cam Newton badly and gets embarrassed on the Super Bowl stage. And after the story broke, we did at the end of the show, oh, the LA Rams, the new Rams, are interested in Peyton Manning for the next year or so. Most critics or commentators I saw last night just scoffed at it, laughed at it, said, come on, who is he kidding? I don't think he's kidding anybody. I think that he is setting himself up to be much better than you think he's going to be on Sunday, because I'm just going on my eyes. I've been covering this league, as you know, for too long. And the guy I saw the last regular season game in which he was the relief pitcher, the Mariano Rivera, obviously to Brock Osweiler, and then against your Steelers, and then against my Patriots, that guy was pretty good. And again, arm strength, he never had any arm strength. It was why, if we can go back to that draft, it was why half of the NFL thought Ryan Leaf should go ahead of Peyton Manning in the draft. Much bigger arm, much stouter, much stronger, plays quarterback like a linebacker out of Washington State. Remember all that? Because I was caught up in it. I became a Ryan Leaf fan because I talked to so many coaches who said, oh, he's much better than Peyton. He's more accurate. He's got a cannon. Peyton never had a cannon. He did it mostly up here. He did it on anticipation. He could throw it and know it before the DB knew it and was able to react to it. So what am I missing here? Because we talked about against your Steelers, they had 6 or 7 drops, whichever it was. He still threw for 222 that could have easily been 300 yards.
Absolutely.
And the 2 touchdown passes he threw against my Patriots 2 weeks ago were vintage Peyton. And if I could, real quick, before I hand off to you, that throw he made that turned around the game against the Steelers, that 3rd and 12 from his 23 to Benny Fowler, could we see that play real quick? This is a cannon shot by Peyton Manning standards of any year of his career. It would have been a cannon shot when Peyton was a rookie. It had juice on it. It had mustard on it. Don't tell me he can't plant and throw when necessary. Maybe he has to do a little more cerebrally than physically at this point, but I'll give you 10%. I will not give you 50.
I would throw myself, Skip, on the sword in this regard to you. You know. I mean, you know, I'm trying to get the sugar out my diet. You know, I'm trying to get the crunch berries to the side. I've cut back significantly on that. The honeycombs too. You know, I mean, it's a work in progress. I'm in rehab. I'm trying to get there. But here's the deal, Skip. If we sit out there and we're playing basketball or we're running or whatever, I'm good for 10, 15 minutes. But if you ask Skip and me to run, all right, I'm going to have a problem when we go past a mile or two. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say to you is that, yeah, Peyton Manning made a throw. And Peyton Manning had a really good zip on that one pass. But you know the football game is 60 minutes, all right? And when they put some heat on you, what are you going to do? You're bringing up Pittsburgh. Don't get me started with my Steelers secondary. I keep trying to tell you, I swear I might throw, you know how much I love Mike Tomlin. I might throw something at them if they draft somebody on offense. They don't need anybody on offense. They need everything. Everything needs to be about their secondary. Don't even look at anybody else, right? So we got that. You go against the New England Patriots in the AFC Championship game. They've had some injuries that they had to deal with. Plus, their defense was really carrying them because they were all over Tom Brady and Amendola and Edelman coming over the middle, and they were popping them silly. So, in other words, you had opportunities because outside of that first quarter, Peyton Manning and that offense didn't do much for the last three. Now we're coming to the Super Bowl, and we're talking about the Carolina Panthers. A big-time defense with a front seven that can rival anybody, some suspect stuff in their secondary.
I would agree.
No doubt. But again, if you got that front seven getting at you, you're going to have to get rid of the ball quickly. Not to mention the fact that what they're going to make sure that they do is put some wood on you, okay? You're going to feel their presence, all right? So you got all of that stuff going on. Now we get to Steve Young and what you pointed out. What is Steve Young? I mean, I'm sorry, Super Bowl champion, you're in the Hall of Famer. See, you know a thing or two. What did he highlight in that very video that they showed with us on SportsCenter? He was talking about, on the video, Peyton Manning's feet, how he can't put his foot down, he can't plant it, he's tippy-toeing it, puts very, very little pressure on it or whatever. I'm saying to you, it might be a split second or so, the difference between what you're seeing and what he and others are seeing. Nothing big, because like you said, you've been covering the NFL longer than most of us, or practically all of us. What I'm saying to you is this. No, it's not a joke. It's respect. This man's been doing it for 40 years. I'm saying to you, that split second that you're talking about, what he's saying is that's everything, especially against a defense that can get to you. And so now what we have to sit there and ask ourselves are, that split second, yes, Peyton Manning may be able to get rid of the football in time, but that split second that you lose is a split second for somebody to lay some wood on you, to pop you, to make sure you feel their presence. Now we get to the 39 years of age, that little extra dust on that birth certificate, that age, that attrition, those those neck surgeries, and all of that other stuff. And now you got to ask yourself, Thomas Davis, Luke Kuechly, Charles Johnson, and those boys, over the course of 60 minutes, the Peyton Manning that you saw this year can deal with that? I don't think so.
Okay. So
that's what it comes down to. And Peyton Manning's like, hey, of course he's sitting up there and giving you diminished expectations. He don't want to tell you. First of all, when Peyton Manning was 100% healthy and young and vibrant, he still didn't have the attitude where he wanted you to see him coming. He was trying to hide under the spotlight then so he could come at you because all he's trying to do is win. Now, of course, with age and attrition, him approaching 40 years of age and all of that stuff, he's going to have that attitude. It don't make a difference, though. It's the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And you know Peyton Manning's on the other side of that football. And you know if you're the Carolina Panthers, I got to bring some heat to this man's way. Come hella high water, you will feel us. That's what their attitude is going to be. And I don't know if that man, God bless him, I don't know if that man could deal with that kind of heat coming over a 60-minute period.
Okay, back to the question. He has lost what percent? 50%?
I would say, to me, it was more like 30.
30's a lot.
30's a lot. I don't see the same Peyton Manning. I just don't. I see moments. I'll give you that. But I'm talking about the level of consistency. I don't see that guy. And I think that if you put some wood on him early, he ain't going to have but so much to give you late.
Okay.
That would be my strategy. You feel me.
So is it possible, though, bottom line to this discussion,
Yeah.
I hear you, is it possible that somewhere Peyton Manning is sitting back thinking psychologically, I got this Super Bowl right where I want
Yes.
it?
Possibly.
Yes.
Molly says
Yes.
yes.
Possibly.
I got this.
But here's the deal. He can think whatever he wants. Who cares? You can
Keep
think
counting
whatever
him out.
you want.
I believe
when
in you,
somebody,
Peyton.
Bow! When that happens, what? Listen, who said it better than Mike Tyson? Everybody got a plan until they get hit.
Okay? I hear you.
That was
but
pretty
I'm going to
good.
remind you, he does have some bodyguards on the other side of the ball
Yes, sir.
that are ranked number one in
I agree with
defense
that.
in the NFL.
But I'm saying to you,
Okay.
Paging
that
Von Miller.
you make that argument, I feel you.
Okay.
Just don't tell me that you Carolina and you gonna sit back, let him sit back, take pictures, call his wife, family, order dinner for the evening and all of that stuff. Oh no, he ain't gonna have time for all of that. It's gonna be a rough night.
Okay, but Peyton might be sitting back thinking, so Cam is talking about LeBron when he's got to face Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware.
That's fair.
Right? Okay.
That's fair.
Just for the record.
That's fair.
All right.
But Peyton's got to face some people too.
Keep talking. All right. Unfortunately for our next guest, the Bears are not in the Super Bowl. So who does Vince Vaughn